Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I am going to describe about suggestions for 13th Bipartite Settlement, BPS and 10th Joint Note recruitment policy based on native district or state to address language barriers. Introductions. Recruitment and deployment policies in the banking sector have a direct impact on customer service, employee efficiency, and the smooth functioning of branches. With banking services increasingly reaching rural, semi-urban, and linguistically diverse populations, communications between bank employees and customers has become an important operational requirement. Therefore, as a suggestions for considerations under the 13th Bipartite Settlement and the 10th Joint Note, the IBA and AFU may examine whether recruitment and initial placement policies can give greater preference to the native district or state of candidates, particularly to address language-related difficulties faced at branch level. The language challenge at the grassroots level. India has extraordinary linguistic diversity and many customers, especially senior citizens, rural customers, and persons with limited formal education are more comfortable communicating in their local or regional language. When an employee who is unfamiliar with the local language is posted to such a branch, even routine banking communications can become difficult. Explaining account related matters, loan requirements, digital banking, KYC procedures, government schemes, pension matters, or fraud prevention instructions becomes considerably easier when the employee can communicate naturally in the customer's language. Language is therefore not merely a matter of convenience. It can directly influence customer confidence and service quality. Suggested recruitment and placement framework. Under the proposed approach, award staff recruitment could preferably be restricted to candidates belonging to the native district or at least the native state, subject to applicable recruitment and constitutional legal requirements. Similarly, for officers up to Scale 3, recruitment or initial placement would preferably be restricted to the candidate's native state or at minimum an adjacent state where linguistic and cultural familiarity is reasonably similar. Such a policy need not mean that employees can never be transferred outside these geographical areas. Rather, the objective would be to ensure that their initial recruitment and placement provide them with a working environment where language and local understanding are not major barriers. Benefits for customers and banks. Such a system could provide several advantages. Employees familiar with the local language and culture may be able to communicate more effectively with customers, understand local business practices, and build stronger relationships. It could also reduce misunderstandings, improve financial literacy initiatives, and make government-sponsored banking schemes easier to explain. From the employee's perspective, familiarity with the local environment could help reduce the initial adjustment burden and enable faster integrations into branch operations. Ultimately, better communications may contribute to improved customer satisfaction, stronger business development, and more effective delivery of banking services. A balanced and practical approach. The proposal may be considered with suitable safeguards so that merit, reservation policies, equal opportunities, and all India's character of banking institutions are fully respected. Banks may also retain flexibility for specialized positions, administrative requirements, and exceptional circumstances. A transparent preference-based system rather than an absolute geographical restrictions could perhaps provide a practical balance between institutional requirements and the genuine need for local language capability. Conclusions. The objectives of this suggestion is not to restrict employees' mobility but to strengthen customer service through better linguistic and regional compatibility. The IB and ABU may therefore consider incorporating an appropriate framework in the 13th BPS and 10th joint note discussions, giving preference to the native district or native state recruitment for our staff and native state or adjacent state recruitment for officers up to skill 3 wherever operationally feasible. A carefully designed policy could benefit employees, customers, and banks alike by reducing language barriers and making banking more accessible at the grassroots level. Disclaimer: this is an individual suggestion intended for discussion and considerations by the IBA, EBU, and other concerned stakeholders. It is not an official proposal, policy statement, or representations of any bank, employee organizations, or regulatory authority. Any implementations would remain subject to applicable laws, constitutional provisions, recruitment laws, rules, reservation policies, and the operational requirements of individual banks. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, subscribe, and share.